I hate the smell of lilacs. I hate it because it was lilac that her skin smelled like that night. Before that, I loved lilacs. They reminded me of spring, of nascent life, of something fresh and clean. Now I associate her with filth, with betrayal, with what ruined my life. We've been together for 12 years now. 12 years old. A whole epoch. We seem to know everything about each other. We had our own rituals, our own jokes, our own little secrets, known only to the two of us. We were a team, partners, and best friends. I believed that our love had withstood all the trials, that we had gone through fire and water and had only become stronger. I was wrong. Her name was Anna. Tall, slender, with a shock of brown hair and sea-green eyes. She was smart, talented, and witty, and I was proud of her. Anna worked as an interior designer, and her work has always been admired. I was a programmer, a man of numbers and logic. We were two opposites who were attracted to each other. In recent months, I've noticed a change in Anna. She became more withdrawn, absent-minded, and often stayed up late at work. I attributed it to fatigue, to the workload of projects. He tried to be more attentive, made surprises for her, cooked dinner. I thought I could support her that way, but it didn't help. There was a wall growing between us that I couldn't break through. That evening started as usual. I came home from work tired and hungry. Anna was already at home, but it seemed to me that she was kind of nervous. She cooked dinner, but she didn't eat much, and she was constantly distracted by her phone. I asked if everything was okay, but she replied that she was just tired. After dinner, she said that she urgently needed to go to the facility, that there was some kind of problem that needed to be solved immediately. I offered to go with her, but she refused, saying she could handle it on her own. I didn't insist. She left, and I was left alone. I felt somehow lost, lonely. I decided to watch a movie, but I couldn't concentrate. All the time I was thinking about Anna, about her strange behavior. After a couple of hours, I couldn't stand it and called her. She didn't answer. I called again, and there was silence. I was filled with anxiety. I started imagining the worst. An accident, a robbery, something happened. I decided to go to the very facility where she allegedly went. I knew the address because I had driven her there a couple of times. I arrived and saw that the building was closed. No one was there. It became clear that Anna had deceived me. I was filled with rage. I couldn't figure out why she did it. Where did she go? With whom? What's happening? I decided to wait for her at the house. I sat in the car for several hours, watching the entrance. I saw her around midnight. She got out of the taxi, and there was a man with her. I didn't recognize him right away. He was taller than Anna, with dark hair and a solid build. They hugged each other goodbye, and I saw him kiss her. At that moment, the world collapsed. All my ideas about our life, about our love, crumbled to dust. I felt like something was breaking inside of me. I jumped out of the car and ran up to them. Anna saw me and froze in place, as if petrified. The man turned to me with a surprised look. "What's going on here?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm, even though a hurricane was raging inside me. Anna was silent. The man stepped forward and said, "It's none of your business." "That's my wife." "She hasn't been yours for a long time," he replied. I don't remember what happened next. I just remember how I attacked him with my fists, how Anna tried to separate us, how we rolled on the ground exchanging blows. In the end, we were separated by passers-by. I was furious, covered in dirt and bruises. Anna was crying. I looked at her with disgust. "How could you?" I asked. "How could you betray me?" She was silent, her head bowed. "I loved you, Anna. I gave you the best years of my life. And you." She looked up at me with tear-stained eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "Forgive? Do you want me to forgive you? After all you've done?" I turned around and left. I didn't want to see her anymore. I didn't want to hear her voice anymore. I left the house, leaving everything to her. I didn't need anything. I just wanted to run away, to forget everything like a bad dream. I checked into a cheap hotel on the outskirts of the city. I stayed in my room, drinking and staring at the ceiling all day. I couldn't understand how this could happen. Why did she do that? What did I do wrong? One day, I decided that I couldn't live like this anymore. Something needs to change. I quit my job, sold my car, packed up, and left. I've gone far away, to a place where no one knows me, where I can start over with a clean slate. I settled in a small town by the sea. I found a job as a programmer at a local company. I rented a small apartment with a sea view. It was hard at first. I felt lonely, lost. But gradually, I began to come to my senses. I walked along the seashore, breathed in the fresh air, and admired the sunsets. He started playing sports, reading books, listening to music. Over time, I began to forget about Anna and her betrayal. But the smell of lilacs still brought back painful memories. One day, I met a woman. Her name was Elena. She was an artist. She painted paintings with seascapes. She was kind, empathetic, and understanding. We started dating, and gradually feelings arose between us. I was afraid to open up to her, afraid of repeating the past. But Elena was patient and caring. She helped me believe in love again. We got married a year later. We had a daughter. I was happy. I don't hate the smell of lilacs anymore. It still reminds me of the past, but it doesn't hurt as much anymore. I've learned to forgive and let go. Life goes on, and I'm grateful to her for giving me a second chance. A chance for happiness, a chance for true love, a chance for a new life.